Welcome to Miller's Monsters. I am Mr. Beelzebub. This is Count Luna right here. Edgar P. the Scully is behind me. He's still giggling about his prank the other day. And I want to talk to you about a movie I watched, and I'll tell you a little story about how I got to watching this movie. Is I wanted to go back and start bringing you some of the Hammer films of my youth, and I said, I looked for Curse of the Werewolf, and it's not on a service that I can get right now, but I'll be watching that shortly. And I said, I'll get some old, good old Christopher Lee Dracula, and I found one. I was going to watch that, and then I often get distracted when I'm doing these things, and I look over, and there is Dario Argento's Dracula. Now, I know nothing of the film, but I do know a lot about Dario Argento, except for how to pronounce his name. And I do like his past films that I've watched. I said, oh, well, I've never seen this. I want to give this a try. I like the name. So I loaded that up on Tubi, and I sat down, and Count Luna sleeping in my lap, we watched the movie. And I'll tell you what I thought about the movie right after you take a moment to, you know the drill, subscribe, ring that bell, set yourself up for notifications, hit the like button, tell your friends to like and subscribe as well, and to watch. And folks, we're getting, holy shit, did you hear that? There it goes. Can you see that in the back? There she goes again. She's had a freaking mind of her own ever since I tried to get her to work, and I didn't even thank you. Good Lord. Let's get back to what we're doing here. Listen, if you want to communicate, go ahead. Show yourself. It's your turn on. Driving me up a wall. Play with me, play with me, play with me. Anyways, back to the movie, folks. We are trying to get to 1,000 likes, and when I say we, me, Count Luna, Edgar, all my toys back there, and Sonny, my editor, we are pushing to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, please, please, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button. Okay, so back to Argento's, I'm going to mess it up all day, Argento's Dracula. Well, the first thing that pops out is it was a 3D movie, and well, I'm not too keen on 3D movies because they pay more attention to the 3D gags than usually they do the script and the acting. And it's just, hey, over here, it's just if they can get you to duck and weave in there. Luckily, I didn't have to watch this in 3D since it was on Tubi, but that should have been a warning sign. So the acting in this movie, it's not horrible. Thomas Kretschmann plays Dracula, and he doesn't play it in a violent way. Where with Christopher Lee, there was menace when Christopher Lee played Dracula. You knew he was just nasty, mean, and could get all rage crazy. With Thomas, he played it more as an aristocrat style, and a charmer, and that's fine if you can play the rage side of Dracula and pull it off throughout the movie. He couldn't do that. He was either playing one way or the other, and they only gave him really one scene to get really rage crazy and not a bad scene, but his acting was okay. Asia Argento played Lucy, Marta Gastini played Mina, and Unax Ogald played Jonathan Harker in this remake or retelling of Bram Stoker's Dracula. And, you know, I don't know. There's not much they could do with their roles, and I'll tell you more about the storyline later. So, the acting's okay to subpar. Rutger Hauer played Van Helsing. I was like, oh, there was another attraction for me. And unfortunately, he was sorely underused in this movie. Again, that goes to the plot, which we'll talk to in a second here. And, you know, he appears at the end. He doesn't play a very strong Van Helsing, a knowledgeable Van Helsing, but he pretty much comes in and gets his ass kicked through the movie, or the last part of the movie, because that's the only part he was in. And sorry, I had to fix my nose. And so I was pretty disappointed in that as well. So the acting, you know, we'll have to give that a minus. And for the plot, it's a retelling of Bram Stoker's Dracula. It takes a few different twists and turns, and I'll tell you about, you know, a few of them, not really giving anything away. Is in this film, Argento allows Dracula to transform into many different animals and insects. And maybe this was how he was trying to bring Dracula's creep factor up a notch, because of how they had him play Dracula. But it doesn't really work for this. I do like the wolf transformation. Other than that, you know, it fell short. But the story itself is not, you know, if you look at it, it could have been a very good story, but it was more of, okay, here's this character's 10 minutes. Come on, scene. Have your scene with Dracula, maybe a few other people. You're dead or out of the picture. Next. Lucy's next. Has her scene. Leads into Mina. She's dead, out of the picture. And then Mina has the last part of the film with Dracula and Van Helsing, and Henry was at the beginning of the film. So nothing was really developed. It was just come in, do your scenes, die. There goes that doll again. It must be me pounding on the table. Now I know the secret. But anyways, so the storyline was a minus. Special effects, there is some gore. Some then not too bad gore at times, but boy, this is a 2012 movie, and Argento tried to get into the CGI or computer effects and failed. I can't tell you how bad he failed with the computer effects. They look cheap, they look bad, they don't fit in the movie at all. I mean, they fit into the storyline, but it just looks horrible. Even one laughable kill is done with this, and I don't even know how that kill got into a Dracula movie. But I'm not going to tell you, because I don't want to spoil it in case you do want to punish yourself for a little bit and watch it. So that's a minus. And, you know, 3 minuses or 3 strikes and you're out. I can't recommend this movie. I will give it a 1.5 out of 5. If you like Argento, you may want to watch it. I would just stick to his other movies. So, hate to deliver bad news, but I am. Don't watch this one. Just stick with the other ones. I hope you liked what I said and liked what you saw from me. So please hit that subscribe, hit the like button, set yourself up for notifications so you don't miss another treat-filled episode. And the haunted dial going off every now and then. There we go. All right, we can control it now. And ring that bell. Tell your friends about us. Make sure they subscribe and watch us. And please help us get to 1,000 followers. We're trying to do that in the next 2 months. So please, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. And I will talk to you later. There you go, Luna. Get the magic wand.